Hello and welcome to a new session of QueerAndD, where a bunch of us queer media enthusiasts get together whenever our schedules allow and we play some D&D for a few hours. We are back to our main regularly scheduled sessions, as of now, essentially, with the Rainbow Posse picking up with this session number 46, to kind of see where we're going to go from there. We do have a couple of announcements before we jump into the sort of recap and then the session itself. We have been updating our website to include all of our recaps. It is taking a little bit of time because it just depends on when I have some time in my schedule. That will allow me to be able to type these recaps out, but that is currently ongoing. We are also now on Threads. If you go to our Instagram, we'll update our website with this as well, but you can find us with the same handle that we have on Instagram, which I believe is QueerAndD, so you can follow us there. We are going to start posting there, pretty much doing a mirror of what we do on Twitter. And the last announcement is that we have started to air our sessions on Twitch as well. Mick has taken that section of it over for us, which I'm very grateful for. So far we have shown Erin's one shot as well as session number 20. The way that it's worked for those ones is that we air the episode on a Friday. It's usually about, I think it's 6 PM Central Time that we do it. And then we do a rebroadcast of it on the Saturday, and that is at 12 PM Central Time. The way it works out for UK time, from what I remember, is it's midnight and 6 PM. So yeah, you can check us out there as well. All the links are on our website, as well as probably in the descriptions below, as well as in the little title cards that we have in the sort of full video as well. So yeah, that's all of our announcements. Check us out on all of those socials. And let's kind of jump in then to what happened last time. Let me grab this actually, that might be helpful if I have my notebook. So, last session, number 45, the group did have their meeting with, they did have their meeting with the contacts in the back of Trios Trifles, which when they got there, it did appear as though Trios Trifles is like a sort of shop for everything, really. They did meet up with, Tix and River did anyway, they met up with 2 people in the back of Trios Trifles, a Genasi as well as a human male. In that meeting it was decided that they would perform stakeouts, as well as once the job is completed they would receive a payout as well. So it was going to be £50 per person per stakeout. The group did say that there would be 5 members of the Rainbow Posse who would be joining the stakeouts, and they would receive a further 2,000 gold on completion of the task. Task itself is to infiltrate this wizard's home. We're going to be doing stakeouts during the day because he's out during the day teaching at the Phenothian Academy of the Arcane Arts, if I got that correct, and performing those stakeouts and then eventually going in to find find evidence of an item, which it turns out that Taurin actually has part 1 of this 2-part item on his person. That's kind of where we left off. In terms of other things that's been going on, the group did kind of take Toby back to their home. That was the little boy who was trailing them, and they've decided that they are going to find a responsible adult for him, whether it be his own responsible adults or other people to fill that role of responsible adults. Now, that's pretty much where we are at the moment with our sessions, so we'll jump in then to episode 46.
So I have the bow.
You have the what?
I have the bow.
The boat?
The bow.
Like,
I have the crossbow.
oh, the bow.
Yeah.
Not like the boat.
No, not a boat. I mean, I wish I had
I
a
was gonna
boat.
say I've been looking for a boat like the last week.
No, but I have the bow. I've been looking for the other item for quite some time.
And what is the other item?
Well, I believe it's possibly the bolt.
So, like, it's a crossbow.
With a special bolt?
It's a special siren-killing bolt.
Yes.
Why do you have a crossbow that kills sirens?
Well, when I was on the slaver ship, I kept hearing something calling out, and I couldn't quite make out what it was for quite some time. I mean, I was in there trapped for I don't know how many weeks. And there's a lot of different noises in there, but this one had a particular sound to it, and it was different from everything else. And it usually happened, later in the day when things were as quiet as they possibly could be in there. And I could hear it calling, and I'd have dreams.
So did you make the bolt?
I didn't. When we were saved, when they made the mistake of trying to take over another ship that had paladins on it, I saw it. They had stolen so many relics from so many different places, and I saw it. I saw it on the ship, and I grabbed it. So I have it. I mean, there's more to it than that.
You have to have a special bolt to go with it?
That's what I understand. I mean,
You don't know where they got it from?
I don't know where they got it from. I mean, they didn't tell me where. I didn't know where any of the things they'd stolen.
Does it have any markings or anything on it?
Can we see it? Like, do you have it on you?
I mean, I have it on me.
Do you want me to?
Does it have any markings on it, DM?
It has it's made out of wood itself, and it's got some intricate carvings of waves, and some sort of carvings of sirens and things like that on it. But it doesn't have any runes or anything like that.
So I relay that to you. Here, you can take a look at it if you want.
I can cast Identify on it ritually.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if do you somebody with some magic-y shit wanna.
Does the crossbow work as a regular crossbow, or does it only function with the special bolt?
I've never used it for anything so far. I mean, from what I understood in my connection with it and how it reached out to me, the dreams I've had about it, and the conversations I had with the paladins there, this is a gift from the goddess. This is from the gods. And I have never put anything to it. I have not tried it out.
Would
I
you,
saw it as a holy relic.
would you mind if I spent 10 minutes and just tried to identify it?
That'd be fine. I just ask that you not fire anything from it.
No, of course not.
Whereas I'm like, can we just find a bolt? Can I?
So, I go, okay, just give me, I get some tools, my tinker's tools out. I'm not going to do anything with them. I'm just kind of using it to kind of rub them a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You see the purple magic. And I sit down and I surround myself with the tools and I close my eyes and I cast Identify. And it takes about it takes a minute.
Okay. You casting Identify, you do very quickly get the idea that this is a magical weapon. I do have all the information for you, Trish, on D&D Beyond, so you can go in and have a little look there. But you do learn that it does require attunement, and it must also have the bolt with it to work. When you roll a nat 20 on it with it, it does do an extra 1d4 damage on top of the double crit damage. And when fighting sirens as well, you deal an additional 1d4 damage, which does also increase to 1d8 if you crit on it as well. So if you crit fighting sirens, essentially you do an extra 1d8 damage on top of your normal damage that you do with if you're doubling the dice crit damage. If you're using regular bolts, it does work as just a regular crossbow, and if you've got proficiency with it, you can add your proficiency bonus as well to the attack. So I can give you the name of it if you would like the name of it as well.
Also, Identify tells me what type of spells, or if any are affecting it, what type of magic. If it was created by a spell, then I learned what type of spell it is. I learned the properties and how many charges it has.
There are no charges.
Okay.
No spells. It just does extra damage with it. And further extra damage if you have the two of them together, the two items together, then it does do extra damage.
What type of magic is it?
It would be divine magic.
What is the name of the weapon?
Siren's Song, the Storm of Aeor.
Which is pretty fucking cool.
Thank you.
Siren's Song, the Storm of Aeor?
Yes, Eohr, so the goddess Aeor.
So I relay all of that. So it really is only beneficial if you find these bolts.
Or arrows, rather, yeah.
Bolts.
It's fine. You made it into a crossbow. It's now a crossbow instead of a longbow, so it uses bolts instead of arrows. We're good.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that's... I feel like in some regards I've been made her champion, you know? So this mission that we have just is a connection and a way for me to come into power of this.
So, just so we're all clear, this means absolutely fucking over this Thieves Guild, which I'm, for the record, 100% cool with. But if we're keeping the shit we're supposed to find for them.
The Thieves Guild is really not someone you want to fuck over. They have so many connections.
So do we. I mean, the queen of all the land is like best one of us.
You're like the queen and the king of the underground.
I really believe that with the goddess guiding us in this direction, that she will help us through this mission.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'm okay just lying to them and saying we didn't find it and keeping it. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I'm assuming there's more than one bolt. Why
Or
would you
maybe
one
not.
bolt?
Or you just have to have the magic bolt in the thing, and then it just fires indefinitely.
Fires like divine magic.
It's divine magic.
That as soon as I have an arrow, more will appear.
A bolt.
You get the
Or does it you load the magical bolt in, and when you fire it, the bolt doesn't leave, but it fires like magic projectile?
That's what I'm thinking. That's my thought. Because
We gotta
as I
find this
understand,
bolt
there
and
is
find
only
out how
one
it works.
There's only one.
In my Identify, would I know how the firing system works? Is it one bolt, or is it just one kind of that kind of bolt?
Trying to find that loophole.
Yeah, you know that it needs a bolt in it to work, whether it fires the bolt itself or the bolt is held in place. You don't know. You would need to find the bolt to find out that information.
Excellent.
I mean, obviously, these one way or another, even if we were to say, okay, we found this thing to the Thieves Guild, we're not going to give them the other thing.
No, this is divine intervention. This
May I
happenstance is
suggest
not a
that
happenstance.
until we clear ourselves of them, that maybe we put that bow in the bag of holding? Because they can't identify it, they can't find it on us
Well,
that way.
DM, how long does it take to? I mean, I'm attuned to it. I've been traveling with it for ever.
You can still be attuned to it, it just is going to be hidden.
If it's off my person, will I still be attuned to it? Do I have to reattune?
You're still essentially using that attunement slot. So if you would still be attuned to it, even like if you, because it wouldn't be in your hands all the time. It would be like on your bag or in a pack or something like that. At your
So
side,
would I have to carry the bag of holding?
No.
So it can
It's
just be somewhere. Okay. I mean,
I
in that
understand
case,
that-
though, I want to carry the bag of holding.
I mean, that's up to...
That's up to Sleepy over there.
Oh, Sleepy's got it.
It's Sleepy's bag of holding.
Oh, that's right.
Just while we're dealing with these
There's
guys.
space in it. It's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, I do trust you.
You can also take it if you need that.
I'm
If
just
that
saying, not
feels
all the
better.
time. I'm just saying when we're in contact with these people, that's where it might be the safest.
That I could do.
Right. Just because if they see it on you or they try to shake us down for anything and we have it on us.
I mean, can't they just simply also open up the bag of holding?
No.
Well, they'd have to know it was in there to get it
They
out.
have
That's
to
the
know it's
thing
in
about bags of holding.
Oh,
Is you have to ask for the thing
The whole
I've
specifically.
never
dimension.
dealt with the bag of holding before,
Right.
so I see now. I see. Well then,
So just when we're in contact with them, just when we're in their
Layer.
I just can't lose it.
well, that's why I think it'd be safest there.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
And if you feel, I mean, I'm sure that we can, like, if you feel better carrying the bag.
I feel like I need to carry the bag.
Just when it's in it, yeah.
When it's in it, yes.
Mika, are you okay with that?
All good.
I mean, technically, you carry the bag anyway because you carry.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I mean, you can,
All right, wait, I'm going to revisit this whole thing. So yeah, so Mika can carry the bag of holding. I'll carry Mika. all right. This is
So by proxy, you're carrying the bag of holding. We're all
right.
good.
I'm down with this. We'll
Yeah.
put the bow inside the bag of holding. That's Mika's holding, who's on my back. That works.
Mika's in the baby Bjorn, and we're good to go.
We're good. All is well. Thank you.
It's a night
It all
of
feels
folding
better.
It
section.
all feels better now with a little logic and reasoning in the background. Yes.
I understand why this is important to you, though.
Agreed.
So important.
Like this is a bigger fucking deal than I thought it would be. So,
Listen, if anyone steals your bow, I'll shank them.
shivs are all around.
Anyone tries to steal it from me,
You're like, no, I will eat their face. It's fine.
Where are we located? Are we walking and talking? Are we back at our house?
We're at our house.
You're
We're
in
at our
your
house,
like
okay.
dining area of your house because you're
Okay.
all still like kind of over dinner. Toby's there.
Oh yeah, Toby.
Jonah's there.
Has Toby been in on this conversation?
He's just been
No,
like,
if I recall, we had Toby go do something while we were doing this.
Okay, very
We
Yeah,
good.
had
I know.
Jonah. We had Jonah give him some chores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On to practical matters. What are we doing with Toby?
What are we doing with the child?
Well, I suggest maybe we go find the parents real quick and
I mean, yeah.
ask
I
what
mean,
their
if
deal
it
is.
was up
Do you
to
think
me,
it's
I would
that
adopt
simple?
all of the children. But
Did you tell us who his parents were?
We can ask.
Toby,
Okay, let's figure
no.
that out first.
Toby.
He like
Toby.
comes shuffling in, like holding like a box of something.
What's that?
The Jonah gave me something to carry.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
Cool.
nice. Carry where?
He's just moving. He's tidying,
Oh.
I think. Or stealing. I don't know.
Right.
Hey, Toby, I have a question. And we may have already asked you this, but we're old and have trouble remembering. So roll with it.
Wait a minute.
I am not old.
Toby, where are you going with the box?
I was asked to take it from one of the empty rooms upstairs into another empty room.
Wow. He trusts you with some important tasks. That's great. Thank you for helping.
I mean, it feels empty, so I'm not sure how important it is.
Well, around here, things that feel empty can still be important. Let me tell you.
Do you have parents that you know and know where they live?
I don't think so. I haven't seen them in a long time.
Cool. So they suck extra. Okay. Do you have any responsible adults? I do not include us in that category.
Brother, sister, cousin.
Brother, sister, cousin, anyone that you live with, stay with, who takes care of you at all?
I normally just sleep out in the alleyway behind the bar that I followed you guys from.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Ask Jonah if he needs a child.
Can I do an insight check on Toby to see how honest he's being, if he's spinning a yarn about his life,
Sure.
Or if he's really a child.
We've already done the inside check, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I don't think this is like the movie Orphan situation here where he's gonna turn around and kill you guys. He's a
I got
fully
a
grown adult.
17.
I mean, yeah, he seems to be pretty forthcoming. You get the idea that he's just like very grateful to be there and not be out in an alleyway sleeping that night. That he's got hot food.
How old is
He's
Toby?
like 10. He's like 10.
Yeah, 9-10ish.
9-10.
I mean, he's actually, not too much older than some of the kids running around here.
Can we dismiss Toby back to his work?
To his work, too.
Yeah. Thanks for coming down and answering those questions, but once you see what other...
Finish up what you're doing, check in with Jonah. I'm sure he'll have some other stuff for you to do.
Jonas
Brothers.
Yes? You called for me?
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good, I would say.
Okay, so I appreciate you giving the kid important tasks to do. You want to explain to me what's happening with empty rooms?
I believe the important work we tasked him with was busy work.
Oh, got it. Okay, I'm on it. Never mind. Keep up the fine work, Jonas.
Jonas.
Josiah.
Bro!
Joe Bro. Thank you.
So our experience with Toby so far has been that he's been tailing us relatively successfully until we used our ridiculous stats to catch on to him, correct?
Right.
Small child.
I don't trust this small child.
I propose to the group, I bring the group together and kind of into a little bit of a huddle. These are the types of children with potential that would be good in my organization. I think if we can't find him better arrangements, I can go speak with the queen and see if we can't incorporate him into the training program, the training school of her.
I'm all for creating a 10-year-old spy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
I was literally going to turn around and be like, hey, do you want to talk to the queen? Because I do not know what to do with this kid. As much as, I mean, if it were just up to me, I would just keep him and adopt him because that's...
But yeah, but then we'll
I
trust
also-
him because he's
I also know that that's really probably not a great idea because we often have people trying to kill us and stuff. So, yeah, 10-year-old spy. 10-year-old spy sounds
10-year-old spy, sound good?
Sounds great.
Sounds good.
So what time of day is it?
It's nighttime.
It's nighttime?
Yeah, you guys
and
are eating dinner.
Okay. I am going to take care of this evening. So I'm going to scurry up to the castle, go through the familiar passageways that we're in the city with the queen, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute, but that'd be dumb if we weren't in the right city.
Yeah, we're in the capital still.
We're still in the capital. Okay. Scurry up the secret passages I know to Eleanor's private chambers, and propose this inducting this 10-year-old who's shown great skill in spycraft for a 10-year-old and has potential and doesn't have anywhere else to go, and that they seem like they'd be a good fit for her army of
Small children. Or children's army.
of little spiders crawling everywhere and collecting the information that's needed.
That's disgusting.
Well, I mean,
Little
Game
birds?
of Thrones called them little birds, so...
I was trying to not call them little birds. And
Yeah.
I was like, spiders are kind of everywhere, and you can't find them until you do, and then you scream and run away.
Oh,
I mean, fair.
but spiders are friends.
Okay, so you go up to the castle and make your way to her chambers. She is the the chambers that she is in is just like the like big sort of like suites area, like the private area of the castle for the nice of the private area of
Jealous.
the castle that's sort of designated for the royal family. She's in her sort of collection of suites. The kids are sort of all off in their own sort of rooms, and you tap on her door. She does answer very quickly, and you see that she is looking more tired than you ever kind of remember seeing her.
I know that this is a small question that has a very large answer, but what's wrong? You look very stressed.
It kind of pulls you in and closes the door quickly. Make sure that the door is locked, and gets a comforter sort of blanket thing from the bed and sort of pushes up at the cracks of the door to make sure that there's no sound sort of leaving the room or anything like that. The fallout is the only word really from the letters in the council.
Yeah, that was
Not the greatest.
that
Kind of laughs a wee bit.
that's the political way of putting it. Yeah, I was going to be a bit more crass, but yes, not the greatest. I do still intend on following through with what you asked me. But I have come with kind of an odd request proposition, potential tool for you to utilize in wrangling in all of the absolute chaos that surrounds you currently. We've come across this 10-year-old boy, Toby, who is essentially orphaned and living on the streets, which I know that's how we met when that was my life, and you cared for me and you gave me a place where I could grow and develop and become something of myself. And I think that this young fellow, Toby, is deserving of a similar chance. He's been taking work from the scourge of the city, tailing us until quite effectively, in all honesty, until we caught on, and has the baseline of spycraft, at least the fundamentals down, as one does by living on the streets and learning to fend for themselves. I was hoping that you would be open to inducting him into your school/training program for those in my organization, and give him a place to have a purpose.
She goes over to the sideboard, which has like some glasses and like a decanter full of wine, and pours out 2 glasses of it and brings one back, drinks one fully, fills it back up and brings the other glass over to you, and sort of points you towards like the sort of couch area, the sofa that she has in the room. I mean, certainly can look into it. We don't have anyone really in this city right now, but your old group is actually coming in or due to report in the next couple of days. So
I think that they would do an excellent job of mentoring. I mean, similar to what we did with River, although that ended, well, we don't have to rehash that again.
I suppose we don't. That endeavour, shall we say, ended up turning out well in the end. Although
it's turning out okay, a little bit better each day.
Well, that's good to hear that you have mended old bridges and such. It gives hope for the future for the rest of your group.
You said the rest of my old troop is coming in soon. I know that we're separated for a reason and we can't work together for reasons that are above my pay grade, but is there hope for a brief reunion, or will Toby be dropped off anonymously to them via one of your people?
Well, I certainly don't expect you to put him in a box with a bow on it and then ship him off with a courier or guard or anything.
Rude.
I don't know. We've been having him carry empty boxes back and forth in our house. He might actually be welcome to a ride in a box.
No.
She just laughs at you at that. And you get the idea that it's probably like one of the first times she's laughed in like a couple of days. Oh, thank you. I really did need that sort of that reprieve, as it were. Things have understandably been a bit tense here, but I don't see any reason as to why a brief meeting can't take place. They are only in town to give a report before they head back out with their new assignments, and you are essentially members of the council at the moment, so I don't see why you can't be there for that.
Okay. Do you mind, after their report out, we pull them aside, introduce them to Toby, and then send them on their way?
No.
Do it a little bit stealthy, so it's not necessarily known to all that they have a new member, just in case we have a situation like we've recently faced with some of your supposed people who are actually working against you in many ways and hoarding blackmail and other such.
I leave it in your capable hands.
All right. Well, is there anything I can do for you today? to help ease the burden that you carry. I mean, do you want to like hang out like old times? We could play a game of chess. Anything that might take your mind off of the, to put it bluntly, shitstorm that you're treading through.
Well, bluntness is appreciated rather than walking on eggshells around here. You are most welcome to stay and hang out, as it were, like the good old days before all of this happened. When she says this, she sort of gestures to like the whole room.
So I'll stay for like a few hours until she finally gets tired and like wants and is like ready for sleep.
Okay.
And then I'll sneak back out. And we'll just like catch up on like menial nonsense, like gossip about like folks in town, absolute nonsense, talk about the good old days, maybe play like some checkers or chess or something while we're chatting. Just like being old friends for a while and putting down the veil of like propriety that we have to have around each other because of our stations. And then when she finally goes to bed, I'll sneak back out of the castle through the passages I know and return to our house.
Awesome. What are the rest of you doing while Secret's away?
With all this, like, I'm gonna talk to Taurin for a few minutes with all of this God talk. It's kind of got me thinking about some things. I was, you know. Weirdo. I was wondering, I mean, I know you are more connected to the gods than most of us, or at least to one in particular.
Goddess, yes.
Yes, I know. Fuck the patriarchy. I understand. I was wondering if you might want to walk with me back down to Temple Square. Have a little stroll.
Sure. Yeah, we could do that.
I mean, being in city, like, I'm really happy to be around people again, but being in cities too much kind of, you know.
Yeah.
So I was kind of thinking of
where you gonna head to?
Well, it's like the temples. I feel a little drawn toward the temples. But also, trying to see, like, trying to remember exactly where our house is located on the map.
It's up at Lightman's Point.
Right, Lightman's Point. So there's actually water, and is there any like nature around? Like I know there's the water, but like, is there like a decent sized tree on the coastline, or like something not a building around us?
I mean, I
or
have
a park nearby.
Access out my room, I believe.
You have the view of a tree. There's a tree, right? There's like a.
Yeah, you guys have a tree out in the garden. That's sort of like near all Taurin's like meditation sort of room and stuff like that. There is a couple of parks nearby, but there is also sort of just like down at the coastline, along the docks and things like that. The area you guys stay at is up near the castle, so it's got a lot of like nicer parks and things like that, and more sort of greenery.
Are you wanting nature?
Yeah.
Mika.
Yeah.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hi.
Hi. I hate to wake you up, but I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I was wondering if you would mind taking my room, my meditation area, and creating a beautiful indoor garden of sorts. What's that?
Do that?
Yeah? Would that work for you?
Couldn't you do that in your own room?
We could do that in your room. We could do it in the meditation room. We could do it. I think we have a rooftop.
I mean, yes, that sounds great, but I really think I need to actually touch grass.
Well, Mika can create grass.
Well, yes, but it's still in.
It's not the same thing.
You understand,
Okay.
you understand what
Okay.
I'm saying.
I'm sorry I woke you up, Mika. If you want to decorate my room with nature, I'd be happy anyway. Thank you.
I mean, having a meditation room have like plants in it would be amazing.
I mean, macrame, hanging plants, succulents.
I don't know if you
Purpose.
saw the design of my room, but that's literally the river's room. Like, it's just trees and bushes because it's made to look like the island.
I love it.
I love how we're all living in this stone building and like longing for trees.
I think I just have like a wave machine in my room of some sort.
White noise.
You have like a
I can
big
make that
shell
for you,
that you just
actually.
hold up.
No, I can
Okay.
make that for you. I can take any object and put a sound into it, and it will play on repeat.
So literally,
I mean, I actually have a tank in my room, so I'm
I'm
good.
just saying, I can totally put that in your room. I have that ability.
I mean, that'd be great. Go for that. I would love that. I'm sorry, this has turned into me and decorating now. Okay, let's on you and let's go outside wherever you like to go, a nearby park.
I want to go find the nearest like big enough tree that it's climbable.
Okay.
Like the one I shot rocket launchers at.
Like when you shot rocket launchers at.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
and you don't have to, because I know climbing the tree can be.
I mean, I can climb a tree. I climbed a tree with
I've seen-
Leaf.
I've seen those big dragon feet though.
I mean, a big sturdy oak tree is not a problem too much. Anyhow,
If you want to, or you can sit on the ground and meditate, or like
Sure,
whatever.
whatever you need.
Whatever. I just need a little like meditation prayer time
Sure.
that's not in a big stone house.
Yeah, we can do that.
And I didn't want to go by myself.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm gonna climb to the highest point in the biggest tree that we found. I'm gonna climb up to the highest point in the tree. And I'm just gonna like get my back up against the trunk
Mm-hmm.
and close my eyes.
You want me to light some incense?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
I'll light some incense.
And I'm just gonna listen. I'm just gonna like close my eyes and I'm just gonna listen to nature, and I'm gonna see if I can hear anything beyond just the sounds of nature, but like I'm trying to reach out to that like divine essence of
Yeah.
nature. Because I'm also just feeling, ever since I've almost died a couple times. I've watched my friends almost die a couple times at this point, and I'm getting more and more attached to these people, and that gives me fear because so many people that I've been attached to have ended up getting hurt, and so
Yeah.
I'm like wanting help and reassurance that I'll be able to help them, but I'm not. I'm kind of grasping for it because I don't exactly know how to find it, but this feels like the best first step, I guess. And also, I always just feel better up in the trees than I feel anywhere else. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay. So
Mika with us?
No.
I don't know if she's on my back or not.
no,
Mika?
I think
I think she climbed up.
yeah. Did you not ask Mika to like put a bunch of plants in your meditation room?
Yeah, I just didn't know, if she's doing that now or later. I never
Anyway, meditate.
didn't know she was with us. I'm just checking. I don't want to lean back and crush her, So I lean up against her tree.
Okay. So sitting up in this tree, sort of back against the sort of trunk of it, and like sort of stretched out on a large bough, looking up through like a sort of blank space in the canopy up towards the
emerging stars. You feel more at peace there than what you have done in the past few weeks, given the fact that you're now sort of back in nature, as it were, even though you're still in the middle of the city, and without the sort of added danger of big massive drider layers and things like that around you. You sit up there for about half an hour or so, just sort of slowly meditating and communing, trying to sort of find reason and reassurance, and towards sort of the end of the sort of half hour that you're up there, hour, however long you want to be there, the sort of breeze that reaches the trees up there, it does sort of shift to be almost a whisper. And
What does the whisper say?
You can't make out exactly what it says, but you do get the idea, the general feeling that it is almost like a hand being put on your shoulder in reassurance.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, I stay up there for like maybe another, like I stay up there for like 45 minutes to an hour and just like breathe in the nice air, and then like kind of, you know, stretch and whisper down to Taurin, hey, I think I'm ready to go back. Are you ready to go back? Yeah. And shimmy down the tree, kind of stretch, and just head back to the house.
Okay. River and Mika, what are you guys up to?
I'm gonna find Toby.
Okay.
And Mika, and say, would you guys like to play a card game?
Toby like just drops the box and goes, where?
At the table. Sit and play a card game.
Okay. What card game?
It's just going to be a simple, literally a little like go, what is it? Go fish type of game. And I'm going to say, Toby, I'm going to tell you something very important. No matter how serious life gets, it's very important to remember to always play. Okay?
Okay.
And that's it. I just want to have fun. Just a fun, silly game with Toby.
Okay, so
if Mika wants to play.
Yeah, sure.
So Tix and Taurin, you guys come back and you just hear like a ruckus coming from like the dining room, just like shouts and laughter and things like that, and can head over there to sort of see what's going on.
And I just
Toby, are you sure you don't have a 2? I'm pretty sure you have a 2.
I like walk in, like kind of sneak a little stealthy behind Toby, and I look at his hand and I'm like,
roll a no, they're gonna make you roll a stealth check. It's fine. This is a kid who's is probably up way past the time that he should theoretically be going to sleep at.
When everyone comes in, I will go up and set up one of the empty rooms, and make sure that I will actually do one of my sound things and have a calming sound, and set it up with a glass of water, and I will imbue another one with like a nightlight thing where you can just touch it and turn it on, and it's like a nightlight, and we will show Toby to his room for the evening.
Okay.
And I'm just secretly really happy to like come home to sounds of laughter because it reminds me of home, and it fills me with joy.
Alright, so you guys take him up to his room. He sort of goes and jumps on the bed and just sort of thumps down on it quite heavily and spreads his way out in it. And you can all do with the rest of your evening what you wish to.
I will set alarm on the whole house.
I figured. You usually do. Secret comes in a couple of hours after Toby's been put to bed, essentially. I would say. The house itself, I'm assuming, is pretty quiet now by this point.
Yeah, River's just like sitting on the table, like doing this.
Looks like someone needs to go to bed.
I'm trying not to drink coffee right before sleep. You know, it did that the other day, and it just didn't go well.
No, coffee is not conducive to sleep. That is the purpose of coffee.
That is true.
But I think it's really cool.
Hey, Mika, how are you doing?
Lightly sleepy.
Lightly
Fine.
That's good.
So you know better than the alternative.
Then terribly sleepy?
Yeah.
Or dead. Or dead, yes.
Dead. Yes. Both sleepy and dead.
You know, Mika, I never asked. Do you have any kind of gods or goddesses that you pray to? Or
The name.
Let me get your book.
Wait, yes, I got one. I just don't remember which one it is. I had to look up mine. I had to look up
I zoned mine, so it's fine.
Yeah. I do. Give my slightly sleepy brain a bit of time. It's buffering.
You have two gods.
I mean, how do you honor that entity as it is? I mean, is it through your nature? How do you find connection?
Yeah, it's through my connection with nature.
I mean, it's the best way.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just in life. Just through everything I do.
did
My
Secret come
AirPods
in
have
home yet?
decided to die.
I think that's a great way to find connection through nature.
There we go.
I mean, nature itself has its own energy that's immensely healing to tap into.
Energy and everything.
Yes.
One's to say you could almost create your own energy as well.
You're not wrong.
No, you're not wrong. You can create energy. You are energy. The planet has energy.
Planet? What's a planet?
We not know planets. We don't know planets. This Earth has energy.
What's
This
Terra?
ground,
Terra.
the dirt, terra firma.
This realm.
This realm definitely. This realm has energy.
So I walk into the house as they're having this kind of deep conversation about like energy and stuff. And
Philosophical.
Not really.
and I just walk in and go, we got Toby taken care of. Next council meeting, we'll hand him off to the old team.
Perfect. Are you
River
gonna
just like takes him. Wait, excuse me. What?
smuggle them in a bag?
Wait. Rewind.
But so as I'm saying that, drop him with the old team. He'll be taken care of, and then I just keep talking faster and faster and faster and faster to just kind of try and like gloss over that fact.
Yep.
I can't. What? One more time.
Oh, right. So, since we're honorary members of the council, we are due to report tomorrow to a council meeting where the old team is going to be giving a report on their current, like a final report on their most recent assignment. And the Queen and I, decided that handing Toby off to them for training in spycraft would be the most beneficial route of having him mentored and taken care of. And then these hedges appear behind Secret, and Secret just kind of.
So,
Leaf just creates the hedges for you.
team led by Nira, correct?
Yes, because I totally remember all of the names.
Me,
Hold
Nira, Jet,
I
Jess.
love how we're all like, wait, I have to look up my own backstory. Wait, hold
Listen,
on.
I gotta look up my
Nira,
backstory.
Jess, it's Nira, Jet, Jest, and Brute, because everyone goes by nicknames except for Nira.
Okay, hold on.
So
Spy shit.
right.
So, you mean the group of people who left me to my own devices? You want to take care of a 10-year-old?
So it wasn't that we wanted to leave you to your own devices.
Right,
It
we have
was-
gone over that. That is true.
That we went a bit off script by taking you on without the approval of the Queen, and therefore when we had to
It's
go
the
on a
Queen's fault that I was left to my own devices.
I look at Mika and say, this conversation has energy.
So we definitely could have handled the situation better, but we thought that
That wasn't a learning experience.
we'd pull an Edward Cullen from New Moon and just vamoose and think that it would make it easier for you. But I realize now that that left you in a chair for 8 months while a camera spun around you. I'm making reference to a movie because I watched a review of the Twilight series on YouTube recently, and they just mocked the shit out of that. No, but seriously, we thought that it'd be easier if we just disappeared instead of having long goodbyes and the emotional... having to deal with the emotions associated with that. So we kind of
It's
off
just
the
the emotion of abandonment and loathing and fear.
like I said, mistakes were made.
One could say.
There was a better way to handle that situation. I
River just starts
realized.
to laugh. I'm giving you a hard time. I've moved beyond it. I don't know what the excuse was. Don't know what the excuse was, and I really don't care. But I do not know if handing a 10-year-old to this group of people is the right decision.
If you find something better that we can do for Toby, I'm all for it, but
I mean, we have Jonah start an orphanage.
who's funding that?
At the same time,
Because it's cheaper than them living in the street, really. I mean, it's on, just like, we got a downstairs basement. I don't know. I don't know.
I would
listen,
Some way that we can help the homeless children.
Leaf sort of interjects and says, I don't think the idea of keeping children in the basement is a particularly good one.
No, right. And then in particular, if we're like afraid of them leaving, so we lock them in there, that's even worse. I think, yeah. But I mean, here's my standpoint. We helped Toby. Fantastic. What about the other children?
We can't solve all of the problems.
I'm like, what other children?
There are other children out there that are
Yes, but right now
houseless.
there are. We are
We
not
can
going
only
to
solve
solve
so
the
many
problems
We
of the
can
world.
turn them all into spies.
No, but this one we can, and this one will be okay. We can't solve all the problems of the realm in
I don't
our
know.
living
Is it going to
room.
be okay being a spy? How do we feel about? I mean, it's already. I guess.
He's
But
already
still, at 10, you can turn things around.
I would like to quickly walk in the direction of Toby's room and see if he's still asleep or if he's listening to us.
Toby's already left through the window.
River may have left the window open just a tad.
You sort of open up Toby's room just a little bit for the door, and you see that he's curled up on the floor asleep.
Okay.
Oh, I knew that bed was going to be too much. The room's too nice.
Takes a while to get used to comfort.
It does.
It does. We should have given him a box.
He had a box.
Too small.
Look, we're not gonna solve all of the problems of the realm in our living room tonight.
Unless you want to start running for like political office in the
Which
kingdom.
we even have it's a kingdom, it's a
He's
monarch.
really clean. Let's just stage a coup.
Be what are those people?
I mean, I would like for us to get to a point where we can actually have
Right now,
some kind of orphanage, and we could like grow our own food, and
Right now we can only afford one guard.
we could have like an animal rescue, and the children could help with the animal rescue, and they all could grow food.
Hold on.
I believe that this is called a commune.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
Is it sounding cultish?
Let's go back to logic real quick. Okay?
I mean, that's logical.
Hold on. We haven't even finished the one job that we've started. We have several jobs going on. We have gotten paid for none of them. We can
Right.
literally only afford one guard right now.
this
We
is
can
a
kind of only afford.
board.
Let's start small. Let's finish some
Right.
jobs. Let's get some money.
All right.
Yeah,
I know.
You're trying to solve level 20 problems at level 7.
Right. That's true.
Right now, we barely have enough money to feed
We have
ourselves.
Toby, and we feel better about the houselessness.
We
Listen,
said Toby
I
because
just want to talk
Toby
to them
killed our
tomorrow,
mom.
and I want them to sign a contract that they are legally bounded to this child. And anything that happens to this child is them and all of them.
For how long?
Until he's able to take care of himself at the age of
25.
55.
as a male, probably, yes.
18, like 17.
Until he reaches his age of majority,
16,
they're
probably in this
responsible
realm.
for his care.
16,
Probably in this
Yeah,
world.
16 yeah. What's a world?
realm. In this realm.
Just throw it back. Throw it back. Go. In this realm, this.
Yes, we help Toby because Toby needs help. You can't.
Can't we?
Don't dismiss helping that one person because we're not helping everyone.
Yeah, I hear that. I just.
We just got to start small and gradually get bigger.
That's all. We can have an orphanage where where the orphans care for abandoned animals when we have the money to fund that.
That's a real liability, by the way.
Yeah, huge. What if you have a like baby displacer beast? Like you don't know what's gonna happen.
Wait,
It gets wild out here.
Baby displacer.
I think it's time that we go to bed because I think we're all a little slap happy.
Baby displacer.
I think that's the best idea I've heard all day.
Yeah.
What bad
And
time?
I go to my room and start meditating.
I'm going to bed.
All right, I'm good. All right.
Thank you for today. Thank you.
Also, isn't this a world?
Go to bed.
I mean, if we have moons and we know what moons are,
We know what a planet is.
we know what a planet is.
Yeah.
I just have this image of you just standing in the kitchen by yourself at this point because everyone has slowly gone to bed and you're just having this like philosophical moment by
Like an
yourself.
existential crisis in the middle of the night.
I am an external processor, so if I have to say it and no one else is there, fine.
That's amazing.
Yeah, if we have moons, then we have planets. What's between the moon and the planet? I think it's space.
You just hear a voice from down the stairs. Go to bed, Taurin. Go to bed.
Rada.
Alright. So while you guys are all getting a long rest, why don't we have a short rest?
Sorry.
Alright, so you guys wake up from your long rest.
Yay!
Yay.
So, a couple of things that you guys have on the docket then. You guys have your stakeouts. You were staking out the house sort of during the day because the wizard guy person, whoever they are, would be at the academy during the day teaching. So that was going to be sort of the best time where the house is unoccupied. In a couple of days' time, you also have the old group coming in. Day was not specified, apart from just in a couple of days' time.
We assume since we're members of the council, there will probably be some notice sent out that there's a council meeting
Yes.
when it's going to happen.
I can't deal with your fur, sir. Please move along. You need brushed. Oh, furry pantaloons.
So you guys sort of wake up for the day and go downstairs, and Toby's just like sitting at the table, swinging his legs, like looking around.
So, hey, Toby, I have a question for you, sir.
Okay. I've never been called sir before.
Well, it's about time you did then. In a couple days, Secret has a group of friends coming to town. And they work for the Queen. And we think that you would be excellent in the capacities that they do their job. And
they're going to teach you to be a spy.
They're going to teach you to be a spy. But I want to ask you, before we just like hoist you off on people you don't know, if that sounds interesting to you, are you okay with that if we set it up for you to go with them? Is that like something that you'd be interested in? It definitely means you won't be alone anymore. You will have comfortable and adventurous places to sleep. You will have food.
Hopefully.
You will have folks around you who will take care of you.
Maybe.
But also, like, I want to know that you're cool with it before we just hoist you off on some strangers.
A spy? That sounds like the coolest job ever. And he's like bouncing up and down in his seat.
I mean, it really, let's be real, it's a very cool job. But yeah, so they're going to be in town in a couple of days. You can stay here at our place and help Jonah with whatever he needs until they come. But like, you can just stay here. You don't have to go back on the streets.
Actually,
library. We have a nice
I
library.
prepared a tour list for you today.
Oh, good job. Look at this organized mom over here.
I had lovely parents, so.
Hey, so did I.
I prepared a chore list, and if you accomplish the chore list by the time we come back in the evening, I will teach you how to pick locks.
Okay. And he like downs like the glass of like water that's been placed in front of him, but you assume by Jonah, and like grabs a chore list and starts looking at it.
Can you
It's literally like sweep the floors, clean the counters, dust, don't touch the third step.
read? Can you read, Toby?
I can see squiggles, but I don't know.
Jonah,
Yeah, that would be helpful.
can you read?
Didn't he have to read the job posting?
Yeah,
He did. So Jonah can definitely read. Hey, Jonah, we made a chore list for Toby today. River made a chore list for Toby today. But I don't think Toby can read it. So if you can help him so he knows what his chores are to do today, that would be phenomenal.
Sure. Yeah. Kind of
and
picks
after
up
every
and
third chore, there's like a break time where it says, use your imagination, play for like 15, 20 minutes, and then there's 3 more chores.
cool. Yeah, I can keep him on task, I guess. One
Yeah,
kid.
just-
and kind of
Just help him read it, help him tell him what each thing is and whatever. And just so you know, Jonah,
You just skipped over a level.
he's only going to be here for a couple more days, and then we've set up some good stuff for him. So we're not expecting you to babysit long term.
We'll give you an extra gold.
much appreciated. Come on, kid. And he sort of like lifts him up out the chair and takes him off out of the room.
As they leave, I go, I don't know if we actually have any extra gold, so we really need to finish a job.
I can sport 1 extra gold for.
I'm gonna per day.
Oh, well, we didn't.
Whoa, per day. We didn't specify per day.
Listen, he is babysitting every day.
He's babysitting for 3 days. It's 1
For
gold.
3 days, correct. I'm saying.
I mean, we'll be home some of those times.
Yeah,
To the stakeout.
Let's go. Let's finish a job.
right. Were all of us doing the stakeout? Is that what we decided? I'm just needing a refresher because
You hadn't decided how many of you were doing the stakeout, but you'd decided that 5 members of the party out of the 6 were going to do the like sort of main infiltration itself. You did say there'd be 5 people.
That's us 5 right now.
that's us 5. Hey, Leaf.
And
Hang
you
out.
can babysit.
Leaf can babysit.
Sure, I'll take care of the kid, I guess. Leaf like
Maybe
Animals help you.
Or, kick back, do some art. Chill
Yeah,
out.
do some work. There's playtime scheduled in there.
Sure, that section sounds like fun at least.
I mean, there's lots of walls that need murals in this house.
That is true.
You can teach them about plants.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Whatever you'd like.
Alright. So you guys head on out to the house that you guys are staking out.
Dun, dun, dun.
After having, like, I'm assuming, like, some breakfast and things like that, and setting yourselves up for the morning so that you're not going at the crack of dawn.
Well, we want to make sure he's gone to work anyway.
Yeah. So you guys head on over and have a little look at the house itself.
Before we get there, I'm gonna cast Disguise Self on myself.
Cool. What do you look like?
A human teenager, with black hair and freckles, and kind of dressed moderately. You know, like someone who's just out and about.
Okay. Almost like it's a stitch in school sort of deal.
Yeah, like, and I'm being nosy if I get caught, kind of thing.
And because I'm in thug mode, I am the blue, my muscly blue team bodyguard persona.
I just want you guys to know I'm totally next feat, I'm totally taking the actor feat.
I think River deserves the actor feat.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is absolutely, I love that for River's journey. Also, excuse me, cat.
He cares not.
He cares not.
He's pussy in your way.
He cares not about his floof in my face.
Nope.
In your face.
And neither should he.
And then I'm gonna try to be stealthy.
Same.
Alright, stealth checks. Group stealth check then, seeing as you have a majority who are wanting stealth.
I have advantage.
We're rolling, and remember you have disadvantage on your stealth rolls there.
Disadvantage?
Bigfoot. Yeah, you do. It says on your thing. Look on your D&D beyond.
We're in the purples. We're all in the purples. Ooh, nice. 18 plus 11, 29!
You disappear into another campaign. You're back in the one shot.
You're back in your own one shot.
I got 17.
17, okay. 24, 28.
I got 18.
18.
What are we looking at? We're looking at.
Oh, we're doing stealth.
No, it's just a +0.
Do you see the D right there?
That D says dun dun dun.
Where mine says A for advantage.
What?
Is it because of your armor?
Yeah.
It's like with armor worn chainmail.
It makes too much noise.
Make a dexterity self check when you attempt to.
Disadvantage with your armor worn.
Yep. Because you got chainmail, it makes noise.
Okay.
Oh, look on you, you're just like so mad at it.
So 14 and. Okay, 5.
Alright, so I mean, it's overall.
It was 5. Where does
It's-
it say disadvantage?
That's what that D means right there. And if you read all of the instructions, it says take the lower roll.
Whoa. No, it's not on the instructions. It says nothing. On the instructions, look. No.
The D means disadvantage. A means advantage.
That's all I need to know, and I've never used it before, and no one has ever pointed it out. I'm just saying. After years of playing with you folks, I have to
Because it's your job to know your stat sheet.
as a disadvantage. Okay?
It's your job to know your stat sheet.
I didn't know what I thought the D meant. I was like, that's fancy. Okay.
It means this bitch.
Okay, your stealth rolls have always been real low anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why we've never questioned
Oh
you.
my
I
god.
don't think you've ever had a good stealth roll.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a 5. Here I am. Why am I even on this mission? Fuck all.
So
You should
it's overall a success with four successes. At least it wasn't in that one. There's that. You guys managed to sort of stop Taurin, and get him to walk a little bit slower, and without as much, almost as like a jaunt in his step.
I mean, if I take my chainmail off because it's because of my chainmail.
But then your armor class also
You hear
drops.
this all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, what if it's just during that time? And just like take it off and then put it back on.
Would-
Takes 10 minutes to
Yeah,
take off and
yeah.
take
All right.
10 minutes.
Okay, all right, this isn't working the way I want it to.
We'll get you some good chainmail sometime.
Well, we need to get you. We'll get you some quieter armor.
I need like I do in Zelda, like one of those like,
Let's do some mithril.
yeah, something.
Yeah, some mithril something. We'll get you
some
some.
mithril,
We'll get you some better.
some elvish something or others.
Yeah.
That's mithril,
We'll get you some quieter armor.
right? I need
I
that.
just want you to know I rolled another nat 20.
I would like a ring that has stealth ability. Like I wear it and I'm stealthier. That's easier.
I might be able to make you something.
Please do.
Can you make quieter armor? Can you work on their armor and make it quieter? Is that a thing that you can do?
I don't know, but I can look into it,
No, that would be enchanting my armor, right?
which I can do.
Yeah. You just get caught out, without even noticing. Yeah.
I might
Yeah.
have to wait until we let's say this.
Until you learn a bit more.
Yep,
About
until I
us?
learn a bit more.
That's fine. Make some chainmail of shut the fuck up.
Some
All right,
special
right,
be
sorry.
quiet meal.
Right.
Some
right.
schmeal.
A lot of time yakking. Let's be like,
So, can we see the other team?
no.
Yeah, because there was another team, right?
yeah.
We're like in competition, aren't we?
Well, not
We're
necessarily in
together.
competition. You guys were kind of working
Don't trust him.
with these people. There was a Genasi and a human male who you'd met the previous day, and they're... In fact, roll a perception check.
All of us?
Have you described what these people look like to the rest of the group?
I'm sure we did when
Okay.
we went over everything.
Okay, the rest of you can roll a stealth check as well, a perception check as well then.
I got a 19, right? Yeah, 19.
I got a 19 as well.
Okay. 2. Okay.
With me. Was this perception?
Yeah.
Perception. I got 22.
Damn!
I've got a 2.
I guess mine was 6 because I didn't add I rolled a 2. So
I'm having a day. It's this liquid dye.
I just like that even with all those rolls, no one can see me.
Yeah. I would say that Mika is able to kind of recognize that there's a small group of 2 people who are kind of loitering, but not entirely obvious. They just sort of look as though they've like sort of stopped and had a bit of a conversation while one of them is like adjusting their shoe or something like that.
I would just cast a message and send a message and be like, glad to see you could make it.
They sort of look up and look around a little bit and notice the blue tiefling that they'd met the previous day, and sort of just nod in your direction, and you get a
I give 'em-
response saying, okay, how you have the larger group, how would you like to split this up?
How do you want to do this?
Pretty much, yeah, but how do you want to split up this task of ours?
I cast message, but I say it out loud so that my party can hear me.
Yeah.
And then, I feel like maybe that we should have a party checking out the perimeter, and timing switches, guards, anything like that, and maybe a super sneaky party. Possibly see if we can get into the perimeter just to see inside the house. Not like go into the house, just to see over the wall and notice anything in the house.
I'll stay and perceive as myself sucks.
You hear back, all right then. Is there anybody within your party who's particularly stealthy?
And I just respond, and you see me?
I mean anyone else. We are quite a large number.
Yes, Secret, you're stealthy, right?
Yeah.
What about Leaf and Mika?
Well,
Leaf's not there.
Mika, are you stealthy with yourself?
Kinda.
I mean, I have a +6.
I also have a +6.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Alright.
Mika turn into
Mika
animals.
can also do the Mika Mouse action.
Yeah.
Mika Mouse.
You can send an animal in as well. Ooh, or a bird for a flyover. Can you fly yet?
You can't do flying things yet, right?
Yeah,
Mika?
no.
I know.
You just need to.
But yeah, I have a +6, so I'm pretty. I'm not rogue sneaky, but I'm sneaky.
We don't want to send too many people in either.
No. Not at all. I know I'm good with whatever. I just
Although who's the most charismatic?
that's probably
That's
me
actually
or you.
me.
Because you might be able to go up and just pretend you're selling something and talk to the guard, get some information.
What's
from
your
them.
charisma?
+3.
I have a +4.
Okay, so that's Secret is the most charismatic.
So maybe do that and see if you can just don't give anything away. Be like, oh, I'm selling some magazines or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Scroll of the Month Club.
Yeah.
Or you could do a census. You do work for the queen. You could say you're taking a census. How many people work here? How many people live in this house?
Okay, hold on.
You want documentation for that?
I can easily do that.
I love how we're just like hiding in the corners. Like, can you forge some ID real fast?
Here I got my fax machine.
I do ask them if either of them are sneaky.
I would say Adore is probably the more sneaky of the two of us.
That sounds confident. Do you have any ideas? Anything that you need to do?
I mean, our plan was sort of split up into a couple of different sections. This spell has a limit, right? Is all you hear.
Has a limit.
Like word
The
limit.
message.
25. I haven't beat the 25 limit. I just
No,
beat
that was him asking that.
Oh. It does, yes.
Are we not better to join up then and discuss this rather than
Large
use...
group in front of the house. Sure.
There's a parkway, just a few streets back.
Alright, let's meet there.
Alright, so you head on, sort of following behind them, about 20 feet behind, 30 feet behind, and go into a park area. There are a couple of benches sort of dotted nearby. They sit down on one of the benches. The park itself, it does have like some younger children of varying lineages. In the park, they are younger children, and they do appear to be there like with their nannies and things like that.
I'm gonna.
Alright.
Is there like grass around where the bench they sat on is?
Yeah, there's grass around. It's like a sort of typical park setup, I guess, where it's got like some benches sitting on some gravel with some grass.
Okay, I'm gonna like go kind of sit in the grass a few feet like behind their bench, where like I don't have to talk loud for them to hear me, but they'll be able to hear.
Yeah.
And I, because I still look like a teenager, am going to pull out a random book and then sit on the bench and look like I'm reading the book and not look at them at all.
Cool.
So I don't know if they know who I am either, because I literally look like a teenager.
Before we head over to follow them, I'm gonna cast Disguise Self on myself as well. And I'm going to follow River's lead. And since we're going to a park, I'm going to appear as, what's the general population of this city? What, like, race-wise?
It's pretty mixed. There is a lower number of tieflings in the city, just due to the sort of background that there's been previously with tieflings, as you guys have learned, with a baby tiefling being left out on the side of the road. Predominantly human, but with a large elf and half-elven population as well.
I'm going to appear as like a preteen human male with really like unkempt, like shaved sides of the head and unkempt like floof on top.
Skater kid.
Yeah, like skater kid.
Like the way mine is going there, with it going like that.
Except unkempt.
Yeah.
Yours is like styled. Mine's just like all over the place.
Yeah, like you just woke up with really bad curly bedhead.
Yes.
Cool.
And didn't bother.
Cool. Awesome. So you guys sit down on the bench next to them. Tex is sort of a couple feet behind, sitting on the grass. Taurin and Mika, are you guys doing anything particularly special, or are you just sort of sitting down for a chat with Tex, essentially?
Yeah. That comes up with me on the grass.
I have nothing I need to be doing.
Me neither. I'll come sit down, meditate, get out some incense, put out some alms even. I mean, that might be nice.
Oh, so much attention.
Oh, don't change them attention. Okay, never mind. Yep, I'm just gonna hang out here.
Okay. So after a couple of minutes of just kind of sitting there, quite awkwardly, but trying not to make it look awkward, you hear a voice next to you guys, River and Secret. Our plan, initially, before you joined, you're looking at this guy and like you're not seeing like his lips moving at all, but you hear him like orally. So almost like ventriloquism, I guess, so that people can't read his lips. Our plan originally was to break the stakeout up into several days and several locations, where we would perceive the house from a couple of different angles. So front of the house, back of the house, go up on the roofs from across the street, sort of see if we could see over the walls and see how many guards there are. We do also have some magical means from other people of scrying in on a location once we have an item from it. So we were going to attempt to, even if it's just a stick, a rock, something like that, from the inside of the gates, the walls, to pick up an item where we could later scry and see how many guards pass by, things like that, at different time of day.
Well, I feel like we could definitely cut down the time because we have enough people. We can cover several areas.
Our thoughts exactly.
Maybe Mika and I can sneak in and get something that needs to be taken and then bring it out for scrying.
I can distract the people in the house with a ruse of taking a census that might leave an opening for other folks to get into the estate while they're distracted to grab an item.
I have jump.
Okay.
See, I can probably spy from the rooftops next to it. I can get up there and see what I can see.
Someone takes the back, someone else takes the front. I have jump, so I can jump 3 times my jump.
Sweet.
So you can just jump over the wall if you want to.
Sure. So maybe after you get on the roof, you can tell me which wall seems clear. I also have my armor on underneath this disguise, so.
And we all still have our earrings on, and they don't know our friends here don't know about those.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that gives us a little bit of advantage in being able to communicate with each other.
And
that was just for verification. That wasn't me saying that out loud. I was just.
Yeah. So yeah, I also have detect magic prepared. So if I need to do that, I can first maybe do that, and then just do a lap around to see if there's any magical means of surveillance.
Mm-hmm.
How does that sound?
Do you want to maybe back up secret with the whole census thing, since we're not the sneakiest?
Good.
You could also just keep an eye on the front. You could set up your own spot, see who comes, goes.
Yeah, that too. You don't have to.
I mean, if I sit by myself and I'm just meditating and burning incense, I'm not really drawing attention to myself.
Exactly.
Just
And you're-
yes, I'm doing that.
And then I'm actually going to cast resistance on you, and you get a D4 to any number rolled to a saving throw of your choice.
Thank you.
Alright, so what we will do then is one of us will take the back, one will take the sides.
Okay.
If you have the front, the roofs, the inside covered, then we will cover those locations. Shall we set a time to meet up, say Trios Trifles again, to go over what we've learned?
Sure, tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning works great. We can meet up then, sort of set out a game plan, and decide on when we'll be performing our infiltration.
Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect.
So I will ritually cast detect magic. So that's 10 minutes. So I'll do that prior to us going over there. And then I will just kind of do a quick walk around and just see if there's anything that pings for magical surveillance.
Okay, so detect magic, that brings up all magic in the area, is that correct?
It does within 30 feet of me. So when I go over, I'll just be able to see around the wall. I'll do the walk around by myself, so I don't see anyone else's. And then it can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and learn the school of magic, if any.
Okay. So, you guys all split off, not all at one time, within like little groups to sort of break away. The Genasi and the human do sort of stand up first, seeing as they entered the park first, and they make their way out from another entrance to sort of circle back round. So it's up to you guys as to what sort of groups you break off into.
I'm going to sort of wander off by myself because I need to scope out what buildings are around so I can see what's going to be the easiest for me to scurry up to the rooftop.
Mm-hmm.
And I will probably leave last because it's going to take me 10 minutes to do and I'd rather do that here than in front of the house.
Yeah.
And it lasts for 10 minutes, so.
Cool. So you guys, the park was maybe about a 2-minute walk away, 2-minute walk from the house itself. Heading round to it, again, you do get a better look at it than what you'd got previously, as you were just sort of walking by and focusing on who the individuals were that you were meeting. The house itself does sit behind sort of like a 5-foot wall, not a overly massive wall, but it's a 5-foot wall, making it a bit difficult to see over just like from normal height. It is a single story, and it's almost looks like a nice cozy cottage, all made out of sort of like flagstone. Does have some sort of big chimney breasts and things like that on the side of it. There's lots of trees, sort of over at the sides of one of the walls, and across the road from it there is a number of sort of townhouses, as it were, so like 3-story single dwelling houses. Not a lot of space round about the building, as it were. There's just a few small alleys. They appear to be very well kept though. It's not like your usual sort of back alley where it's just filled with trash and things like that. They do seem to be kept pretty clean, seeing as you're in the sort of richer area of the city. So things are a little bit more well maintained in this area.
Are there any... Sorry.
Hmm?
Are there any buildings that have... Like, is there anything tall enough that it would have, like, a fire escape of some kind or anything? Or is it surrounded by other residential buildings?
It's all sort of residential buildings in this small sector. Where's my cities one? Are you my cities folder? You are my cities folder.
Is there like a house around it that's maybe more than one story? They all single story.
So across the street from it, it is like 3-story townhouses.
Okay.
A few sort of across the road from it again and down a couple houses, there is like a 2-story at the end of the block from the townhouses that appears to be a florist shop.
Okay.
Good.
The sign on it, if you want to know exactly what a florist it is, let me get the exact name of it. I only remembered the first part there.
I just want you to hold on. I just did my jump calculator.
Uh-huh.
With jump, I can jump 24 feet high.
Okay.
Dang.
No.
With jump. My regular jump is 8 feet.
You goddamn kangaroo, what the hell?
Because as a rogue, it takes my dex.
So the florist is called Andromeda's Hanging Gardens. And every single like piece that's in the window is absolutely massive, filled with flowers that you know from being in Harry's like farm sort of area quite a while back now. It appears to be the sort of more exotic flowers that he would grow in the greenhouses rather than like in the fields area.
Is there somewhere where it looks like I could shimmy up the side of a building?
Yeah, there's a couple of like.
Hold on, since I don't need to use jump because I can already jump 8 feet, and you said the wall was only what, 5?
Yeah.
Do you want me to cast jump on you?
Sure.
It'll triple your jump.
And how do you calculate your jump?
Okay, so let's see. What is your hold on, you're a fighter?
Yep.
Okay. What is your strength score?
My modifier or the base score?
The base score.
16.
How tall are you?
I think I actually put that in here. Let me look. I feel like I rolled for it, but
Yeah, it would have been a while back you did.
Getting all the way to the bottom. No, but I might have it written in my book. Hold on.
For some reason, I have 6'2" in my head, but I have no clue.
I feel like, well, and it my height changes, and I probably am like 6'2" as max, like as the blue tiefling. I'm probably 6'2". That would make sense.
So your high jump is 6 feet. Your long jump is 19 feet horizontal.
Yeah, you put down 5'6".
I put down 5'6" as tips, but I'm not because my height can change based on whatever. So
without a running start, it's 3 feet. With a running start, it's 6 feet. So triple that would be 18 feet.
I can absolutely jump to the first floor of a building now.
Oh my god.
So cast jump on you.
Sweet.
Okay.
I feel so spree.
It's good for a minute.
So, using that, you sort of run over. Which building are you going up?
The one that looks like I will be the least likely to get seen climbing the side of it.
Okay, so you kind of go around the side of the forest and into a back alleyway. So it almost looks as though you're like delivering goods to like the back of a house for someone. And you can use it to sort of jump up onto a balcony on the second floor and then do a further jump to get up on the roof, I would say.
Boink, boink.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay.
Thanks. I just say in the earpiece, thanks.
Alright. Mika, are you jumping into Mika Mouse to go over the wall? Like, what's your plan?
Well, I just figured, so my thing was I was going to do a lap, and then I was going to meet back up with Mika, and then I'll sneak in and you can sneak in on me, and if you need to get somewhere I can't, and you'll go from there. Is that cool?
That sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. So, doing your sweep with your detect magic up, you do automatically pick up quite a lot of magical signatures to a point where it's almost muddied for what magic items are where. You just get a feel around the left hand side of the building from the front that there's a larger presence in that area of magical items.
On the left hand side, so I relay that to everyone. Left hand side, there's a huge magical presence.
And you get a feel for a spell that you know pretty well.
Okay.
The alarm spell.
The alarm spell. I don't think I have the spell, which sucks. Oh wait, don't I have a wand? Didn't I give myself a wand? Keep going. I'm just.
That's pretty much what you sort of obtain from around the building.
Is the alarm all the way around the building?
You get the feeling that it is, and that it's all not around the grounds, but it is around the building itself, covering the doors and windows.
Wow.
Okay. Has everybody taken up their position that they want to be in at this point, so I can approach?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next, I'm going to jump over the wall with Mika. But yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to recast disguise. How long does disguise self last?
An hour?
Is it an hour? Yeah, duration 1 hour. So I'm going to recast disguise self, and I am going. Is there like an academy or university in the city?
Yeah. There is. It is pretty close to where you are, and it is. I'm just getting the exact name of it. The Phenothia Academy of the Arcane Arts.
Okay. Phenothia?
Yeah, the name of the Like country.
Sendothia, okay. Okay, so I am going to disguise myself as a, like, early 20s human with, like, a really hot, like, blonde hair, a high ponytail, wearing a university sweatshirt, or, like, whatever, like your stereotypical activist college student.
Okay.
And I am going to... River, you forged some census-looking documents for me, correct?
Yeah. Do you want me to roll for that?
Yes, please.
Hold on.
Performance, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, and I
performance.
think I'm proficient. I'm pretty sure I have. Hold on. I have so many characters. I have to double check. Where are my proficiencies? Yeah. Disguise kit. Oh, okay. I'm not. I have disguise kit, but I can still do it. You said, what is it? Performance?
Performance, please.
You're out of the camera.
What? Oh. That is... that is a 12.
I mean, it looks like a questionnaire with like some lines on which to fill information out on.
I swear I have.
It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't have like any kind of like official seal or anything like that on it, because there's no real way to kind of approximate what that would be as a forgery without having an actual seal.
Would I have a seal of the kingdom? Of like the... Yeah, on my person with my station as a spy? Like, not wearing it, but would I have that to, like, in case of, like, getting caught in a shit situation to get out of it? Like, breaking glass in case of fire?
Yeah, didn't she give us a thing? Didn't she give us a symbol? The queen?
I can't remember. It was that long ago. You guys are meant to keep track of stuff in your inventory.
Gave us a symbol.
Yeah, I feel like she did give us a little like token.
Yeah, I am pretty sure she did. It was one of our first things, and we needed it so we could question people.
Yeah, it was either that or it was like a letter of some sort.
We definitely had something. So, can I roll with advantage if we have a letter?
Mika's falling asleep.
Yeah, I think Kristen's frozen. There we go. I would say just still a straight roll. Reason being is that you would need to like have an actual like cast sort of thing to like actually like a metal cast sort of thing to put like a proper like wax seal on it. And it's pretty obvious if you just like draw it on with ink.
Yeah. Could you just flash the coin? Or the thing that we have?
Kristen,
I swear we had
she
something.
has a message that she does.
I don't think... Was I present when you guys got those coins? I don't think I was there.
It was like our first mission, I remember, because like we didn't want to get in trouble for doing something, and she gave us something so we wouldn't.
Yeah, she did.
While I sit here, I notice that Mika is falling asleep.
It's a time for Bjorn.
So maybe instead
well,
of
Mika's
going
over with River.
River, do you notice that Mika's falling asleep?
I'm talking to Mika. It's like, so what animal are you going to be?
I think she's getting sleepy.
I would say, for argument's sake, that you guys have already discussed this when you were making the forged census papers, and if you didn't already have the seal that was given to you by the Queen, that they would have given it to you to use.
I'm pretty sure we have one. I'm almost 100%.
I'm 99.9% sure.
Yeah.
That is accurate.
Okay.
But you guys need to put stuff in your inventory.
I just don't have my notes because they fell apart. That's the problem, is I have to rewrite everything. I gotta do that next.
Kristen, do you need to go?
Yeah, I think I should go. I've got work again tomorrow,
Yeah.
and today it's clearly wiped me
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
Alright.
We'll have you as a mouse in River's pocket, but like now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me can go sneak around, do any sneaky things that need that done.
Your wild shape lasts like 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, last
you'll
3
be-
Yeah,
hours.
it lasts a while. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's good
All right.
seeing you. Good luck
It was
tomorrow.
really nice to see you, and
Thank you.
ideally, I'll be available for next time as well.
Yay. Sweet. We'll probably be into the thick of it by then, so there'll be more action.
And I'll be more awake, hopefully.
Have a
We'll
good day.
see.
Good night. Sleep
All right,
well.
bye.
Good night. Bye.
Mika's falling asleep. I sense it.
Yeah, just before Mika falls asleep, knowing that she needs to be smaller, she does turn into a mouse and sort of curl up and then just falls asleep in mouse form. There we go. Nice little fix.
Alright. But yeah. I really need to. I also can't find my wand. I don't know if I deleted it by accident. Didn't I have a wand? And I had 3 things and it would reveal.
No, you absolutely
You,
had a
yeah,
wand.
you made a wand.
Yeah, it's not in here. I don't know where I did it. Alright, we'll have to fix that later. So I was gonna use that, but I can't find it. So maybe I left it at home.
Alright. So, are you guys pulling the ripcord on this plan to start?
Yeah.
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 Alright. Secret then, I guess you're sort of up first to then provide the distraction for River and the sleeping Mika to head in.
Yeah, and I will go on the right side without the giant magic beaming. Oh wait, what side is Tix on? Tix, what side are you on?
Tix is sort of on the front.
Okay. Cool. Can you see over the wall then now?
I should be able to.
Okay. So yeah, I'll go to the right side.
Cool. Okay, Secret, how are you going about this? Tell me what you do. Okay.
Avon. Candy grape. Land shark.
Okay, so what I am going to do is, okay, what's the, give me a visualization of the layout. There's a fence around the estate?
Yeah,
correct?
so there's like a sort of 5-foot stone wall kind of going all the way around with like a metal gate in front.
Is the metal gate locked?
The gate itself, it doesn't have like a chain or padlock or anything like that. It looks as though it's like the sort of snib, sort of hasp sort of thing situation.
Okay, I am going to go, I am dressed as like a early 20s college student human, and I am going to go, hello, anybody home? At the gate.
You, after saying that for like a minute or so after you've said it, there is a guard who comes round from one side of the building, and a groundskeeper who sort of comes from round the other side holding like a rake from the other side.
Hi, I didn't know. I need to speak to somebody in this house, official government of business. But I wasn't sure. Do I have to go past, like, is it the gate? Can I walk through the gate? Is that rude? I don't know. Can I walk up to the front door? How, like, what's your protocol here? I just don't want to, make anybody angry before, I talk to them.
Who is it? The guard comes over. The groundskeeper sort of walks away, seeing the guard there. Leaves it in their capable hands. Who is it that you need to speak with on the inside?
I need to speak with a resident of this dwelling. This is for our decade, the census that we conduct every decade. and we are currently collecting demographic information of all residents in the various dwellings in this neighborhood. Your neighborhood is up, so there are quite a few of us going around and asking these questions, and we really, really, really would love it if you could answer them. Otherwise, we're going to have to keep coming around and hassling to you till we get the information. Official business.
Roll a deception check.
With advantage. That was so good.
Right?
Deception.
Yep.
That is a 23.
Woo! Nice.
Okay. Well, if it's official business, there's no one in residence at the moment. They are all out for the day.
Oh, I tapped my ear. Oh, all the residents are out for the day. Do you know what time they'll be back? I can hit the rest of the neighborhood and swing back around when they return, just so I can get this off of my checklist and not have to bother you guys again for another decade.
Or come tomorrow. Are they gone the same day? Time?
The professor normally arrives back around sundown.
Okay.
Is usually after classes and any office hours have been completed.
Sorry, I'm making notes. Is that the earliest somebody are there other you're not, you don't officially live in the dwelling. I shouldn't be asking you for personal information. Is there anybody else that returns earlier, or is sundown the best time to return? Or is tomorrow better? Will the professor be home tomorrow, or is it the same schedule every day?
Pretty much the same, similar sort of schedule each day. Best time to catch him would be on the weekend.
On the weekend? Okay. Well, I will try. Well, actually, you know what? Could I just slide this? I have, and I'm shuffling the papers. And I would like to quickly jot down on an empty piece of paper, like, Angie, Census representative, needs your response, returning at sundown for, like, just like a brief message.
Yeah.
Would it be possible for me to slip this under the door, just so that the sir of the house is aware that I'll be turning up and not necessarily be surprised?
Of course, I guess we could give it to the housekeeper later to provide that to them.
Oh, is the housekeeper inside? I can hand that over to her.
The housekeeper is away on errands at the moment.
Okay, the housekeeper's away on errands at the moment. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, if I can either slip this under the door or hand it to you and let you pass it along, whatever's easier for you.
Have takes it out of your hand. I'll pass this along to the housekeeper to place in the appropriate place.
Okay.
The trash.
Yeah, seriously.
No one likes people coming to their door.
Nobody likes census takers.
No.
Okay, there's nothing okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. I'll see you. Well, you probably won't be working at sundown, but I will see your relief shift at sundown. Have a great one. And I'm Angie, by the way, and I just turn and walk away.
Okay. River, roll a stealth check for me to see if you can get over the wall unnoticed with Mika in your pocket.
Mika Mouse. You're muted. You're muted.
Some reason under my infusions it had like something of scribing. I'm like, I didn't do that. Nice. Okay. That is no. Is that a 9? Yeah. So, dirty 20.
Nice. Okay. So during that, the guard, you see a sort of gap in where the guard's views elsewhere, and that they're looking at this sheet of paper, and you manage to quickly spring over the wall.
Well, I also look at ticks and just kind of, is it clear? Do you see anything? On
And can I roll perception or whatever so I can
Sure.
see what I can see down there?
Yeah.
Do I get advantage because I'm up so high?
Sure.
Why, thank you. I will take it.
Oh, mommy.
17.
All right. You see, the groundskeeper before they sort of came round was sort of working on a flower bed, almost near a patio area, and he's the only groundskeeper that appears to be there. He goes back to the flower bed once he's noticed that the guard is made his way around, and it does seem as though there is only one guard there at the moment.
Okay.
Just like Spider-Man, whoo, over the wall.
All right, jumping over the wall, you see that it's a sizable garden. What side did you go to? Is
The right
an important question.
Right side. I specifically said the side without the magic.
Without the magic. Okay, that's good because that's the side that doesn't have trees. So, jumping over, that's the side that the housekeeper was at, the groundskeeper, sorry. And you managed to sort of land behind some shrubs and some larger, like trees and smaller trees, sorry, that are sort of near the wall, and can sort of sneak your way around to avoid detection of the groundskeeper, who appears to just be whistling a nice sort of jaunty work tune as he's sort of in at the flower beds, planting and taking off some dead leaves and stuff.
Yeah. Does it look like there's any opening in windows or like anything like that the Mika the mouse could go into?
There is. Let me just double check. Because I need to open up my drive for this. I don't even know if I am logged in. That's good. That is good news. Let's see. Or it would be good if I didn't delete it from my drive there earlier after I uploaded it. So on this side there is a set of double doors. And there's a couple of windows on this side as well.
Okay.
The double doors do kind of seem to lead out towards the kind of patio area.
Does it look like anything's open though?
It doesn't seem as though anything's open. You got the idea when you were walking around that the alarm is covering all the windows and doors.
Okay. So I just say, there doesn't seem to be anything open. They have alarms on all the doors. I don't have Dispel. Mika could probably sneak in on somebody, like somebody that works there, but we'd be waiting. What's the plan to go forward?
Could we send Mika in to trigger the alarm?
Do we want to do that now? Or I could try to take something off. Or is there a guard's room tower?
No,
It's like having your motion lights constantly set off by raccoons.
yeah.
Here's the thing: I could also just take something from the guard or the gardener, and they can scry on that.
But it'll scry on the guard's.
On the guard.
The guard could be at home. The guard could be shopping. The guard could be.
I did hear when I was talking to the guard that the housekeeper is currently running errands and will be back in a bit. When the housekeeper enters, I'm not familiar with how this alarm spell works, but when the housekeeper enters the house, does the alarm on the door get broken?
No, usually you're allowed to. You designate people who can come and go.
Okay.
But if the housekeeper comes back, Mika could
Sneak onto.
sneak onto
Correct.
the housekeeper and get in the house, no problem.
Packages or whatnot.
Hold on. Yeah. Do we want to wait?
Let's set up Mika on
Mo.
the. So how do we want Mika to get onto the housekeeper's person?
I mean, she
Do
could,
we want Mika on the ground by the door and just like hop on a pant leg?
Or if the housekeeper has a basket, like if they're coming back from the market, they're gonna have a basket of, you know.
Well, do we want Mika up on the top of the wall by the gate and to just kind of?
She's already in the wall. That's what I'm saying. She's already in. We're in.
Right, but I'm saying get on the person.
I see what
if Mika was on like here's the gate and then the wall comes here. If Mika was perched here, when the housekeeper goes through the gate, Mika can just jump and target the basket.
I think that sounds more dangerous than having Mika be on the ground jumping upwards. Mice could really spring, but if she falls,
Right. She could also just be close to the front of the front door because we're already in. When the maid goes in, goes in with the maid.
But that will set off the alarm.
But she's going on at the same time as the maid. So that would just mean they're not going to, I mean, unless she
I think it's best actually if she's on the ground and hops onto an item, even the back pant leg or dress or skirt.
Yeah, she can do that too. I think the closer she gets on the
maid
maid to the front door, the better. The longer she's on her, the more chance she gets seen.
That's true.
Right. So closer to the door, jump on the woman.
Or
Basket or
whatever.
A basket or something.
Opportunity.
Okay. River, do you want to message our plan to the other group?
Yeah, I quickly. Oh wait. Yeah, I quickly send a message just saying. Inside, sending man in, waiting for opportunity.
Received that. It's a bit more than what we'd agreed on in terms of someone going in today, but if we can get something from inside the house rather than in the grounds, that's more beneficial.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. So we wait until the housekeeper returns. And I'm going to say that once I walk out of proximity of this property, I cast Disguise Self again and turn back into the preteen boy with the floppy hair.
Okay.
And I am going to choose a stakeout position that is not covered by somebody in our group. So I don't know, like, Taurin, you're near the front door, right, with your incense?
Mm-hmm.
And then Tix, you're up on a roof to the right side of the property?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, it's like
So
the
I'll-
front, right.
I'll take the rear left.
Okay.
And I'll, like, are there trees around the fence? Around the wall?
On the left-hand side there is. They're all
I would-
inside of the ground, so...
I would like to stay outside of the grounds, but climb a tree and find some, like, cover where I can see the property, but I'm kind of disguised
Okay.
in the leaves.
Cool, no worries. So you guys are waiting there. It's another, like, 45 minutes until there's some movement. The housekeeper comes up and opens up the sort of bolt on the gate and puts her basket down for a brief period while she opens the gate and latches the gate shut again.
Set Mika for go.
Alright, Mika jumps down, no issue whatsoever. Lands near the basket, not in the basket. And sort of just hides on the wicker of the basket, but out of sight on it. So she's just sort of holding on to it as she's lifted up and taken towards the house. I want to see if that would trigger the alarm at all.
I feel like not, because if you bring in objects,
Yeah, but
Mika's not
an
an object.
yeah, but like, I feel like not, but I could be wrong.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna trigger the alarm.
Again, it doesn't matter because it's the maid. She's gonna be like, "Oh God, what did I do? Set off the alarm again. Fuck."
Must have entered the wrong code. Damn it!
Damn it! I gotta remember that code. I mean, that's what I figure. Is those figure something went wrong with the spell?
Right.
There's nobody else around.
Here's the other thing: when you cast it in like a campfire, it doesn't go off every time a fly goes through it. It doesn't go off when little small animals go through it.
Right. It's something that like the spell can somehow sort of tell if it's.
It's usually human, I believe. Hold on.
Humanoid.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
right
it
now
just
it's
says
not
whenever a
humanoid.
tiny or larger creature touches or enters the warded area.
Well, a mouse is beyond tiny. Tiny is like gnomes
Yeah.
and kobolds and stuff. The mouse is insignificant.
It's classed as a tiny beast. I just want to make sure that, because I get where you guys are going with it.
Here's the thing: if it's a house, because you can also designate creatures that won't set off the alarm. Mine, I do make sure I do not designate it for like flies and bugs, and so maybe it's just a roll of if they designated tiny animals. Also,
Doing a search does not really help with much. Okay, here we go.
I'm petering out. Hanging.
We just
Okay.
need to know if Mickey gets in the house or not.
Yeah. So, the mouse. Let's go with this because I don't really see anything online about a druid-shaped mouse set off an alarm.
DM call. It's a DM
yeah,
call. Make
exactly.
It up. Figure it out.
So,
And I
whatever
like
you want to
just
do.
a luck roll. Like I don't care.
no.
Or
I'm
whatever.
gonna do. Okay. So, what's gonna happen is Mika's on the basket of this housekeeper, and she's sort of swinging it as she's walking. There's a split second where she crosses the threshold where her and the basket align. And you don't hear anything.
well, that doesn't mean anything. Good God.
Yeah, because we
I
wouldn't
know.
hear it anyway.
Yeah. Well, could have
Yeah,
been.
you can either loud or silent.
Yeah, exactly. You
All right,
wait.
we have a time limit. Let's go. I just tell Mika, grab anything, something small from in the house, and make your way out. Because it's going to set it off on her way out for sure.
Inside, I'm not going to bring up what Mika sees because Mika's not here. But Mika, with your directions, heads over to the area where you felt the most magical presence in the building. When she enters, it appears to be a study. And she grabs just a quill off the table and heads up the fireplace and up the chimney to get onto the roof.
Okay.
And then sort of goes along the rooftop, sort of scurries down like a drain pipe, and within 15 minutes, I would say, is back over to you with a piece of a quill.
And I will wait until it's clear and then jump back over the wall.
Awesome. You wait a further 5 minutes. The groundskeeper sort of clears off his hands and picks up his tools, and by this sort of time I would say it's probably around lunchtime, and he heads in through the front door of the cottage. with his tools in hand. The guard goes over to the front door and sort of sits on the step, and the housekeeper comes out with a plate with like a sandwich on it and heads back in. And sort of in that interim period, you see an opening where there's nobody really paying as much attention, where you can jump back over the wall.
I just say in the ear, we should start peeling off.
Yep. Got what we needed. Let's go.
Alright. So you guys all slowly, with like a couple minute intervals, make your way back onto like sort of the main thoroughfare, and head back towards your house.
I head off like in the opposite direction from the house.
Okay.
And once I duck into like an alley or something,
Yeah.
and then I transform into just sort of a generic looking human, nothing too special, and kind of make my way through the city, kind of taking a long way around to the house.
All right.
I will rush past the other group and just hand them to Phil, because they're the ones with the scrying ability. But not say anything, just brush past, hand it to them, and walk away.
Okay. They like a relay race. Take it off of you quickly and stash it in their pocket. You hear very quietly, thanks, see you tomorrow. Very, very hushed, and they sort of split off from you at the next intersection.
Now, can I have said, when I was on the other side of the wall, can I make any perception check to see if we know who this person is, if there's any markings on anybody that would give off anything that who they're associated with or anything like that?
Roll a perception check.
I will be returning at sundown as Angie, seeing if the homeowner is home, if for nothing else, to get a look at who this person is, and if we know them.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, see, it's because you wasted
There's-
all those points.
There's
Well,
a
that's a
branch
7.
that keeps blowing.
7.
There's a branch that keeps blowing in the wind from one of these small trees, and it just keeps hitting you on the nose, and you keep swatting it away and sort of blowing it away.
The cat thing going like,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Alright. So, meeting back up at the house, guys can sort of share what you've learned, and we will pick it up there next time